6 News Special, Trackside 6.
Day first live. You just saw it live here on RTV6 at ABC. Bump day qualifying here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, getting set for next Sunday's 102nd running of the Indianapolis 500. Bump day today. We knew a couple of drivers were going to be going home. We had no idea that it was going to be James Hinchcliffe. Hinch is one of them. Pippa Mann is the other. This field of 33, not set. They will do that tomorrow, but it's still astonishing that a guy who won pole here just a couple of years ago is now out of the 102nd running of the Indy 500. At least we think there is that opportunity, perhaps, that they could remove one of the other drivers from that same team. We're talking about Jay Howard being one of them. Maybe even Jack Harvey, not likely because of their connections with Meyer Shank, but we shall see how this thing plays out. Anyway, Brad Brown is standing by live with James Hinchcliffe, as I can't even believe, I can't imagine what he's going through right now, thinking that here we are at 6 o'clock on a Saturday, he's not going to run in the Indy 500.
Yeah, Dave, indeed, we're down here at the south end of pit lane as time has run out. You've had a few minutes to process this now. This is you've had a lot of thoughts to think about here at this point. Kind of what's going through your head now that this is come and gone?
You know, it's obviously a tremendous amount of disappointment. This team works too hard and is too good to not be in the show. Everybody on the Aero Electronics car has done such a good job all year long. That's why we're in top 5 in the championship, you know. And to not make biggest race of the year is sure, there are elements of luck, but at the end of the day, we didn't get the job done, which sucks. But you know, I've said it since the minute I got out of the car. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and you know, this team's given me a lot of great things, and we're going to bounce back from this. It's just, like I said, it's a bit of disbelief. You know, we had that opportunity to go out at the end and had a vibration. I mean, that's bad luck, man. There's no other way to put it. And we were seconds away from getting out before the gun went off. But the rules are the rules, same for everyone. And today we just didn't deliver.
On that late run, what were you feeling there when you had to bring it back around and pass on that second attempt?
Yeah, it was just a massive vibration, you know, and I went out, and as soon as I started getting up to speed, the right front was just vibrating violently, and I was blurring my vision, couldn't see the straightaway. At one point, I was like, nah, I'm just going to go through it, because I knew, you know, we had to get something in, but it just kept getting worse, and so had to abandon the run. Honestly, I thought the gun went off at 6, so I have a clock in my car, and I'm like 5:50. We got time, you know, Pippa's out on track, we'll be next, and I saw it come up on the TV, and I thought, well, I guess I had that wrong. So that's Indy, man.
You kind of know what you're getting into when they say 33 is all that's going to get in?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've actually been hoping for. You know, bumping has been a part of this race forever, and we haven't had it the last couple of years, you know, and it's great for the sport. Bad for us today, but you know, I mean, Penske's gone home. There's a lot of good teams have been in this situation before. We've just got to, you know, figure out exactly what went wrong. It'll definitely be a character building event for us, but you know, down but not out.
Still the first minutes here. Any talk amongst the team of putting you in one of the other cars, perhaps?
I haven't talked to anybody from the team yet, so I have no idea.
Okay. Thanks for the time, James.
Cheers. Thanks.
Okay. James Hinchcliffe will not be in this year's running of the Indianapolis 500. Dave, one of the 2 cars to miss out. We'll have more on kind of the bottom of the field coming up. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, as Tony Kanaan joins us, Tony almost made the Fast 9. We'll get to that here in just. Were you in line, by the way, to go back out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was so many cars and so much drama that we ran out of time. For us, really, it was just the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
It rained twice. It got hotter. Our car is really good. So we'll fight for the pole. Our pole tomorrow is 10th. So we'll go there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so, I mean, this is astonishing. This is as big as Bobby Rahal missing the show in 93.
Penske.
Team Penske missing the show in 95. It's unthinkable.
Hunter Ray almost missed the show
a couple years ago.
And then he got into AJ's car and made the field. So I can see that happen.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I mean, there is that opportunity. I know it's big drama to sit here and say he's not in the show, but the reality of it is you've got Jay Howard in the 7 car. It's a team car. Hinch he's got to be worried about points for the series championship. He's got to be oh yeah, by the way, trying to win the Indianapolis 500 as well.
By the way, have you seen the size of the hospitality the Aero brought it here to the Speedway?
There is a massive hospitality unit that Aero Electronics has brought. It's on the inside of turn 1. I mean, do you see any scenario where Hinch is not actually going to be in the race?
Here's the picture that I think is going to happen. It's going to be a big talk, and it's never. This is never going to look good on any team's eyes.
This is not a good conversation.
It was not a good conversation when they took Bruno Junqueira out of AJ's car to put Hunter Ray. But now you got to think of the big picture. Championship, double points.
Yeah.
Also, it's a sponsor that has been in the series for the past 2 years, supporting more than one car with a big budget, and they are here to stay. They bring more than 200 people per race on their hospitality, which is like a Taj Mahal.
Right.
So I can see both sides. I see the unfairness of trying to take a place, but also got to see as a business, on the business side, I think it's a possibility. Like, again, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to look good whenever you make that decision, but I can see it happening.
If anyone can put a spin on it, though, a positive spin, it's probably James Hinchcliffe in some form or fashion. But I think even he realizes this is not...
Dave, it happened last year with Steph Wilson, right? He was ready to go, not in the same situation, but
Alonso, a month or two before the Indy 500.
Alonso took his place. So maybe they will negotiate something with Jay Howard that he will come back. They will guarantee that for him next year. If it's Jay, that's the guy it's going to be. I don't know. They have another car there. The
Jack Howard is the, but you're looking at. Let's face it, you're looking at Michael Shank. Meyer's a part of it now.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's looking forward at some point to being having a full-time team in the Verizon IndyCar Series. I don't see
Me neither.
that being the car they choose on that.
Or they can even go to another team. Huh? Andretti went to AJ. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there another Honda team that they would consider?
Coin?
Like Connor Daley car? I mean, U.S. Air Force is on board now.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
You don't know. I mean, it's always speculation. They might not even do anything, and he'll be out.
Or he'll serve you.
Well, that's that could be a possibility.
It's a lot of speculation, but it's something to think about because as ABC signed off, there's that finality. He's not going to be in the show, but I tend to believe that he's going to be in it when they roll out the driver introductions for the 102nd running of the Indy 500 a week from tomorrow. I think he's going to be up on that podium.
With all that drama that he had, his accident, and he's come back sitting on the pole. You know how popular this guy is in IndyCar?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's another drama that we'll wait and see. We have a week to see what's going to happen.
All right, let's talk about some drama. Originally, you were in the Fast 9, and then you got bumped out. You look who was in the Fast 9, though. Ed Carpenter Racing's got three cars.
All Ed Carpenter
are in there.
And one coin and one Ganassi.
And one coin, of course, being Sebastian Bourdais. And then
one Ganassi.
A bunch of others. Let's take a look at TK's run, if we can. I mean, you were like the fourth from the end to go out already.
Yeah, it's still not an excuse because power went out and was quick. And we knew they were quicker than us. But what happened with us, we missed by 0.9 of a second.
Tenths of
a second in 4 laps. We had a too short of a 5th gear. Just 1 gear too short. You're talking about 10 RPM. And that cost us the Fast 9. But, you know, everybody's going to have a story.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, is AJ pretty pleased with what you and Matthias laced?
Big time, man. You know, like they go from the last row to the 4th row, which is not guaranteed, but I'm pretty sure. I'm very confident that we have a car to be on that row tomorrow.
All right. So you were 11th quick. Your teammate Matthias was 12th quick. James Davison, by extension, is somewhat a part of the AJ Foyt team. He was on the bubble at the end.
So who's out? Hinch and Pippa?
Pippa Mann is out.
Okay, because I was busy.
No, I know you were doing your own thing.
Yeah.
So who's qualifying? TK, here's your qualifying run. Anything about it that stuck out?
The first lap was the one that I upshift to 6th instead to keep it in 5th, and we lost that 1/10 of a mile an hour, and that's what cost us. So I'll take the blame. I didn't even eat all day to try to be light. Now I'm starving.
It was a long, long day. We had almost 3.5 hours or so delayed because of the rain. I mean, thank goodness the fans that were out here stuck with it because to sit out here for 7 hours and do this.
They were great.
All right, so up front right now, let's talk about the top 3. Elio Castroneves, Ed Carpenter, Simon Pagenaud. Will, come on over here.
Come on.
Oh, you want to join over there? Come on over here.
Over there. No, come here. Sit in my chair, please.
This isn't live, is it?
No, this is live. Will Power, who, of course, swept everything last weekend here for the Grand Prix, pole and win yesterday. Hi, we're live on Channel 6. We just came out of the ABC telecast of qualifying. First things first, what do you think about Hinch not making the show right now?
Man, that's a tough. It's tough. It just shows with this place what can happen. Like, I was watching that whole thing play out, and I'm kind of like, you know, shouldn't the team have just put him straight back in line and changed the tyres there?
Right.
If that was the vibration.
Well, they had it all worked out. He goes back out, discovers the vibration, and that really set them back. But then all of a sudden, you know, let's see here, Rahal went back out, Rossi goes back out, Pippa's in front of Hinch. I mean, to sit on pit road and literally watch all this play out, and you can do nothing about it, man.
I think the team could have, though. I think they should have gone, not even stopped. They should have gone straight there, because that would have been ahead of Pippa, and he would have had the last run. Right. And then, or maybe he would have prevented Rahal going, and then Davison would have had to try and get in front of Pippa. I mean, it's tough, man. Like, you feel bad for him because he's one of the best drivers in the series. For sure. And he would have made it, there's no question.
Well, and Tony and I were talking about this, but hey, wait, sorry.
Thank you. Joseph Newgarden.
Joseph Newgarden. So we were just talking about this. What do you think the odds are that Hinch and the team decide to maybe pull Jay Howard or maybe even Jack Harvey out of one of their cars and put Hinch in the car so that he is involved in the Indy 500?
That's the first thing I say when that happened. They've got 2 extra cars, 2 guys that aren't full-time, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussing going on there.
Can you imagine that meeting is going to happen tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for those guys that have, you know, gone out, got a sponsor, you know, for the whole month, and probably getting paid. And suddenly having to
he's doing a better job than you.
Great job, Will. Hey, Brad, can we? I'll take it there from you.
I think are we standing by? I think we're here. Ideally, we're here.
Oh,
Joseph Newgarden's also in the top 9.
No, Joseph Newgarden. That's all you guys.
All right. Yeah.
Hey,
thanks. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Newgarden, 7th on the pole up there. You made the Fast 9 tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. You know, I mean, that's goal number 1. I hope you heard enough from Will. But
absolutely.
I like being taught. This is great. I love being interviewed. Yeah, we made it top 9, so we'll see what we got tomorrow now.
That's good. All right. What do you do to kind of refresh on an evening like this? Today was weird.
You have some donuts. You know, maybe drink not milk, water to hydrate. Milk, not yet.
Yeah.
And then get going tomorrow. That's what we do.
Good answer. That's it. What do you reset tonight? This is a weird day.
I'm just hanging.
I like that.
I'm not in the Fast 9, so I got to qualify tomorrow for real.
Fair enough.
All right. I'm in the show.
That's it.
Which, you know.
Hey, that's what it is. All right, yeah. I'll ask you, Hinch out. What do you think?
Dramatic. I don't think I've ever been a part of a bump day truly to like watch that. And I mean, I feel terrible for Hinch and the entire crew, you know, because everyone works. They put their heart and souls into these race cars. So to see someone get bumped like that, it really hit home. Because you don't want it to happen to yourself. You don't want it to happen to someone else. And man, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's Indianapolis. You got to think about that now. If there's 35 cars, you got to just try and make it to the show to start out with.
That's it. 33. That's it. Newgarden will be one of them. We'll take a break here as our Trackside 6 post-qualifying coverage continues. Bump day at Indy. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
And that's a bold move.
Back live here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we continue our bump day qualifying Trackside 6 special. Anybody else you want to bring on live over here?
Well, the Firehawk can speak, so we shouldn't. He just mimics.
Well, he can, but probably
well,
not.
then he cannot review his identity.
Let's take a look at some of the Fast 9, those that made it in. And here's a shocker. Penske's were all in there. And by the way, Elio Castroneves was in there as well.
Shocker.
Big shock. How many poles does he have?
4.
Yeah, he did it again. Top speed.
Well, he didn't
today. Not yet. Yeah, he hasn't won pole, but he had the fastest 4-lap average today, 228.919. Does he have enough to win pole? What do you think?
I think Ed's going to smoke everybody tomorrow.
It's sneaky. He is so sneaky fast. When he comes,
he is way too fast.
Let's hear from Elio though. Moments ago.
This never gets any easier after 18 of these.
No, it gets actually harder because you know what it takes to go for that. And at the moment, obviously, Chopin's oil chef machine looks really strong, but I have also 3 other teammates that they are very strong too. And other people that probably will be very, very, very close. Today, the cars are so sensitive, and you can't strip anything out of there unless you take the rear wing. And and there's a difference between stupid and brave, and so I know the phase now, and hopefully maintains that.
You went out and ran in the early practice, put up a good number. Did you learn anything from that helped you out here in this?
Yeah, you always want to make sure that the gears are right, and that's what basically gave us a good reference, not only for myself but also for my teammates. So everyone it's going to be pretty close for sure.
So Ed Carpenter, or rather Elio Castroneves moves on. Let's show Ed Carpenter's run. He went out. He was the last to go out in this first session.
I was in the middle of his run. As soon as he went out, and I was telling my engineer, "Yeah, the weather got bad, man. That's what cost us."
and he goes, then he does
2:29.2. I'm like, I'll take that back. I think we kind of didn't do a good job.
He had the fastest lap of qualifying, and then slowed down after that. Ends up the 4-lap average of 228.6. Second quick. He's in the Fast 9. He will go for his third Indy 500 pole tomorrow.
So have you somehow figured this thing out in qualifying?
I think my team gives me a great opportunity every year. You know, most years. Shouldn't say every year because we're not batting perfect, but you know, our team really works well together. You know, I think if you look over history, in good years and bad years, all our cars have been together. And this year, between Chevy and all the work that ECR has done, we've got fast cars, and I feel fortunate. And it's fun to go out and put in 4 good laps with it.
How about to see all 3 of your cars in the Fast 9?
Well, we're not there yet, but
for the moment,
I haven't really seen what people are doing, but I feel like we're in okay shape. I sure hope that's the case. It'll really, you know, not so much for me, but just for everyone that works on the team, how hard they work year-round to put us in a position like this. You know, I love the month of May. It's the most favorite time of year, even more so than Christmas for me. It's not exactly as easy on all of our people's families because we work them like crazy, but it makes it worthwhile, I think, when we can have so much fun on days like this.
His son Ryder, I believe, he couldn't make it today because he's out trying for a travel hockey team right now. He brings up a good point. The families that go through this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You've
crazy.
got one here.
No, my family, my guys, some of them, they spend the whole Mother's Day working until 2 in the morning, and then all the mechanics. So it's a brutal sport. You know, it's like, and then you get a team like Hinch's team worked really hard, and he's not even in the show. So these days are very stressful. I think everybody loves it in a way, but the families take a big toll. And I probably saw my kids today for like 20 minutes.
I think I spent more time with Dakota than maybe you did.
For sure.
For sure. All right, so Chevys now, 7 of the top 9, 2 Hondas. The lead was Sebastian Bourdais, and I'm telling you, watching him back out there,
I was just glad he made the entire qualifying run. You know?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that thing kept popping up, and every time he went to that corner right there, to turn 2, that kept coming back to my mind, which, you know, it's kind of weird to think like that, but I'm so glad that he did well.
To battle back the way he did last year, and to see him back in a car and here at Indy, man, I'm telling you what, he's having a nice little month, too.
100%. And, you know, he has a good car. Yeah. He shows up that how brave he is because he comes back and he's as fast as he was before. So, great run.
4-lap average, 228.090. 5th quick. Let's hear from Seb. All right, we're not going to hear from Sebastian Bourdais quite yet, but the job that he did. Let's hear from Seb now.
You know, tracks changed a lot. Temperatures picked up. It got really greasy out there real fast. It was 105 track temp, and it keeps climbing. So I think you know, the rubber might offset that a little bit, but it's definitely a lot harder than it was yesterday. You know, I owed it to my wife, my family, the team, and everyone to keep some understeer in it, and I did. And it's always a little difficult, you know, because you can start scrubbing on lap 2 and then a little bit more on lap 3. You try and stay on top of the tools but not overdo it. So it was high stress, but pretty happy that you know, we're sitting where we're sitting right now, and really happy that we finished it. You know, that Steelmaster Honda number 18 has been quick all week, so if we can make the Fast 9, I'd be pretty happy.
Yep, and he did make the Fast 9. We were talking about families. You and I both know his wife, Claire, who...
Can you imagine her watching? I mean, it's like he said, he promised he's going to leave some understeer in the car, and I bet he did for real.
He did a great job. He's in the Fast 9. We'll continue to tell all the stories of today. Bump day right now. James Hinchcliffe not in the show. Pippa Mann didn't qualify as well. Who will win pole tomorrow? Tony Kanaan, Dave First here. We continue our coverage live on RTV6.
Dodge Challenger.
Dodging some downpours out at the Motor Speedway and probably in your backyard throughout our Saturday, but you can see the Storm Team 6 radar. Things are really quieting down. Just a couple of very isolated showers right now between Economy and Winchester. So for the rest of the evening, we're really in pretty good shape there. Temperatures with a mix of sun and clouds has bopped up there to around 80 degrees in Lafayette, 77 in Greenwood and Indy. It's been a little breezy today. Those winds are starting to taper off a bit, around 10 miles per hour. Temperatures will hold in the 70s through 11 o'clock. More Trackside 6 coverage right after this.
For just $19.95. Meineke, on with life.
From RTV6, the only place to see the race, this is Trackside 6.
Bump day at the world's greatest race course. Tony Kanaan, day first. We continue our coverage here, looking ahead to pole day tomorrow. Then we'll really set the field of 33, although we already found out who's out. Right now, it's James Hinchcliffe, although we believe that that's probably going to change maybe tonight. And then Pippa Mann is also, I'm just thinking out loud here, so they would make that decision tonight.
No, I don't think they have to do that.
They would let's just,
no, because automatically, if they take Jay Howard out, Hinch automatically will have to start that last. Doesn't matter where Jay qualifies.
It doesn't matter, yeah, okay.
Because you're drawing the driver.
You're making the change anyway.
Per the rule book, you start that last. If you replace your car.
So it doesn't matter if they make the decision tonight.
No, they won't make the decision tonight. I think Jay will still go out and qualify tomorrow, and will be a decision made next week.
My
opinion.
Some really good stories throughout this 33-car field.
A lot of drama with big names, huh?
And a lot of drama with some big names. You know what, though? We talked about it earlier off the top. It's reminiscent of when Bobby Rahal missed it in '93 and the Penske's in '95. Ryan Hunter-Ray a couple of years ago.
Almost. But look what happened to Rahal, right? Last night, they changed cars.
Everything on Graham Rahal.
Engine, gearbox,
yeah.
Rear wing, front wing, all four corners.
Yeah.
It still came out.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a change, producing change. Can we go ahead and see Graham Rahal's qualifying effort? And let's hear from Graham himself. But it's remarkable. They changed. If you could change it, they changed it on the 15th.
The only thing they didn't change was Graham. That's the only thing, which is not his fault.
The driver did not. Just go ahead and see Graham Rahal's run. I mean, there was a lot of consideration there as well about whether or not he would make the show because of all this. And you go back to what he did yesterday or didn't do. He was one of the slowest cars.
I mean, look at his speed. I mean, it was close enough not to make it.
4-lap average, 225.407. Graham is in the show, but remarkably, he is going to start towards the back of the field. Although one of his best finishes in the Indy 500 came when he started all the way in the back.
It doesn't matter where you start, as long as you're in the show.
That's
and
true.
I think, can you imagine a Rahal and Hinchcliffe out?
It almost happened. I mean, it's crazy. Let's hear from Graham Rahal. He's in the field.
What's the most frustrating part of not being able to kind of find the speed that everyone else has had here?
Well, I mean, you know, everything. It's not one single frustrating part. The entire thing is difficult, but you know, at the end of the day, all I can say, and unfortunately I had time to think about this, but all I can say is, you know, that I'm proud of our guys and everybody's worked very hard. Very, very hard, you know, to try to make the show. We'll see how Mother Nature treats us here. But all I can say is I want this day to end, and I want it to end in a positive note, so we'll see.
Is this one of the, it just kind of is what it is? You guys have gotten what you can out of this?
Well, we're going to have, I was hoping everybody would get through. You know, we put in a decent run, very consistent run, and then hoping, you know, that we could go back out and in practice and try to trim a little bit more. There's not much. See, the problem is the old car you could trim and find speed. This car you really can't find speed. You know, you trim and that's it. And so, you know, but we might as well shoot for the moon at this point and see what we can come up with. But you know, I'm very proud of my United Rentals team. The boys have worked awfully hard. I couldn't be with a harder group of men, and you know, I'm very proud of them.
You know, Graham brings up an interesting point. These universal aero kits, you can only trim so much on these things, can't you?
No, the thing is, so to give you guys an example, it go from +2 to -8, right?
Mm-hmm.
And +2 to -8, it seems like a big number, but in like a nutshell, if you go from +2 to -8 and downforce wise, it's 200 pounds. Before it used to be 2,000 pounds.
Wow.
So, and in miles an hour is from maximum to minimum, it's 2 miles an hour.
That's
so
all.
basically, if you're minimum, like I had nothing today. I ran minimum.
Right.
If I had to go quicker, we didn't know how because we couldn't take downforce anymore.
There were some cars that still could trim out. Danica Patrick is one of them. Let's see Danica's run from earlier, and she is in the Fast 9, meaning she'll be the first one out when they have the Fast 9 shootout tomorrow. A 4-lap average of 227.6. I didn't get a chance to look at Ed Carpenter's car, but I know Spencer Pickett as well. He had some room to trim out on these cars.
No, I mean, we always had room, but I think everybody was like trim, Dave, because when you get to the last two numbers, you're talking about 10 pounds of downforce, 0.1 of a mile an hour. So it's not like you're going to go from a 228 to a 229.
Not a big jump at all.
It's
not a big jump. But Danica is in the Fast 9.
Just like old times.
Which one? Because I've had a lot of old times here, like good ones and bad ones. I'm not going to lie, I actually feel like that falls into the sort of upper middle area. Like, I mean, it didn't go as well as I wanted it to go, and just, you know, stacking up compared to the cars that are out there. But, you know, conditions changed, you know, the rain came, the humidity's up, temperature's up, sunshine, so we'll never know exactly the difference between going before the rain and after the rain, but it's a solid time, and, you know, I just really hope that if I don't make the top 9, I'm not 10th. I'd rather be further down than that. I'd rather it not be like this. But, you know, maybe it'll be enough. Maybe we'll go back out again. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Were you pretty confident you had the kind of car, though, that could be a top 9 competitor as the week had gone on?
Yeah, I mean, on a 10-second no-toe, we were 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So yes. So we'll just have to see how it shakes out today.
The funny thing is, you go back a couple of days ago, and Danica's way down on the speed chart, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. And I saw her dad, TJ, who was not happy at all.
TJ wasn't happy all this week. Her bus is parked right beside mine, and he was pacing. And even today, I saw him, and I was the one that could bump her, and he saw my car going into line. He kind of punched me and said a couple of things I can't say on TV, but funny.
You didn't bump her. She's in the Fast 9. We got to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, Connor Daley is in the show. Brad Brown is standing by with him. The Noblesville native back in the Indy 500s. We continue here live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Going hard at the Hardys.
Trackside 6 continues live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 2 weeks from tomorrow, somebody will be up there on Victory Podium celebrating a win in the 102nd running of the Indianapolis 500. Connor Daley had quite the day today. He's in the field, but walk me through this here. You had to sit through a couple rain delays, a rough first run, and then in that last 20 minutes, tough one out.
Yeah, man. You know, it's just crazy. I've never really been through something like this today. But you know, our first run, the car, you know, was trying to kill me, and we figured out that probably wasn't great.
Not a good idea.
So you know, we took it back to the setup pad and found some problems. You know, we obviously found a couple things that were not right, but you sort of have to err on the side of conservative because you know you got to do a run then that works. So you know, we made some mechanical changes that I wasn't really familiar with. We made some aero changes, and realistically, the first run wasn't enough. We did not trim enough, and so then for the last run, we just had to take everything we could out of it.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at video of that last run here as you got it out there and you kind of got a lap under your belt there. Did you feel like you had it dialed in where you wanted it?
From the warm-up lap, turn 3-4, I never lifted. So I had to try and you know, reduce the scrub as much as I could. I mean, the car balance was actually okay, but I had to make it not okay if we were going to just shave off a little bit of steering. And so I just went all the way left on the weight jacker and just hoped that we could hold on. And it's just wild, man. I feel deflated. I can't believe that this race means so much to a lot of people and so much to my career right now because it's, you know, I'm in an interesting spot and, you know, we really need this.
The emotion down there around you and your crew and the family when this was all done and the time finally ticked away, it was evident in this whole thing.
Yeah, I was crying. I don't remember the last time I cried. So it was a really tough, tough to take, but it's just amazing feeling just to know that it was finally over.
Okay, enjoy the night, and hey, let's do it again tomorrow.
Well, absolutely. I'll have a great time tomorrow.
Okay, Connor Daley in the field for the 102nd Indianapolis 500. We'll take another break. When we come back to Dave First and Tony Kanaan as we continue our coverage here live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Sweep. Back live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Dave First, Tony Kanaan.
Penske boys.
And Will Power behind us getting his photo taken.
Hey, Will, smile. Here we go. Looks a lot better.
Oh, hi. Don't mind us.
No, don't mind us. Don't mind us.
Just do a little nickel and dime show. No big deal here. But where do these photos go, by the way? Everybody takes them every year.
It's the biggest pain. We do that. I've never seen one. So
right.
And depends. Some people are really happy, and some people are so mad about it because depending what you qualify.
Yeah, right.
You're like, smile. I just finished 33rd in qualifying.
Stunk up the joint, and now I got to smile.
So
am I right? All the Penske guys are laughing about this.
Well, they're good. They're inside the top 9. They'll be smiling. Come on.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of the Andretti guys, namely Alexander Rossi, of course, a former champion here at the Indy 500, nearly bumped Danica Patrick out of the Fast 9.
You should hear the cheer when he did not bump her.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So.
Well, because his first lap...
No, it was 3 laps. He was ahead.
Was like third quick or fourth quick.
228.1, but then his average started to drop too quick, and then he ended up averaging a little bit more than bumped me out of 10th.
Right. So
it didn't matter.
So now you got to knock him off for 10th tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow he'll be the last car to qualify. I'll be the second to last car.
Right. So
which I don't know if that's good or not.
It's a battle for row 4.
Yeah, baby. Pole for me is 10th tomorrow.
Just keep that in mind tomorrow when you watch it here on RTV6 and ABC. Pole for TK is 10th. Meanwhile, let's talk about Steph Wilson, the teammate for Alexander Rossi. Back this year, by the way, we talked about Fernando Alonso taking his ride essentially last year, but the way Steph handled that last year, I thought was remarkable.
Big credit to him. I mean, he was a bigger man, and look, he deserves everything he's getting right now, and hopefully he'll get a full ride.
Good for him. Driven to save lives on board with that 25 machine. A 4-lap average of 225.909. 20-second quick. We'll see check that Steph Wilson tomorrow.
Entire year to do this. How does this feel to be standing here right now?
I tell you, it feels much better now. I mean, I'll feel a lot better when that gun goes at 6 o'clock tonight. You know, I think that's an okay time, but don't want to count my chickens too early. You know, I think we need to be ready in case we need to go and back that up.
What have you learned over the course of the week about this, with all the variables that's involved in getting this car figured out?
I've learned that there's so many variables when it comes to running at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you know, joining with Andretti Autosport, coming back with Honda, they've been amazing to work with, such an amazing team, and it's definitely thrown a huge curveball at us this year with the new car, but we're handling it really great, and as a team, as an organization, we're working towards getting the fastest car we can.
Sense of relief on Steph's face.
Well, when you have bump day, that's what happens. Before the last 5 years, we had no problem like that.
Another quick break. Back with so much more. Some of the storylines playing out. Looking ahead to pole day tomorrow live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Trackside 6 here on RTV6.
And test walk at the Good Feet store.
Back with more here, live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Bump day coverage continues on Trackside 6. We talked about row 4. Rossi, you, and your rookie teammate
Matt Lace.
Matt Lace,
the Chia Pet guy,
who did a tremendous job. I've enjoyed watching him race this year, and then we watched his qualifying run. Turn 2, last lap.
Wow!
How close was he to the wall?
I don't think he knows. That's why he did it. Because he's a rookie. If he knew how hard that wall is, he wouldn't have done that.
Sometimes it's better than not. Look at that. Unbelievable. Let's hear from Matheus Lace, 12th quick today.
19-year-old drivers aren't supposed to do this around here. 227. How do you feel about that number, man?
It felt pretty good. The car was really good to drive. Actually, it was a really comfortable car to drive. So I think the team did a fantastic job, to be honest. And it's going to be fun to race my first Indy 500 here. And still looking forward to tomorrow. I think we have a great potential ahead. We have a great car. So the whole team is doing a great job here so far.
The weather's been tricky today. How did the conditions play out by the time you got out there?
Yeah, so the weather has been changed since last week, so it was tough, you know, because yesterday we had one car, today we had a car that was a little bit different, so I had to play a little bit with my tools inside the car, but it's all, you know, it's the same for everyone, so I can't complain, and I'm so happy to be here, and we did a great job today.
Matheus Lace, and also right now the fastest rookie.
Yeah, that would be great for the kid to get, you know,
another
rookie of the year.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Time still will decide all of that, and we'll take another quick break. When we come back, wrap things up here live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Bump day coverage. Oh, the sun. Kind of missed that a couple times today.
Yeah, you could have stayed a little longer.
Could have stuck around a little bit. Back after this.
$19.99. Mako, America's Body Shop.
A quiet Saturday night around central Indiana as we'll dip down into the mid-60s with mostly cloudy skies. Could have a little bit of patchy fog out there. And then Sunday afternoon, additional showers and thunderstorms will be rolling through the area, so we'll watch that closely around the track as we go into the afternoon. There is a slight risk across much of central Indiana. Some of those storms during Sunday could have some gusty winds, possibly some large hail with them as well. Temperature is going to be a little bit warmer here as we get back into the 80s, and we'll have a little more dry time in our Sunday forecast as well. Monday, scattered showers and thunderstorms going to be with us as those temperatures climb into the lower 80s, so the humidity sticks around. But after that, in the 7-day planning forecast, things do start to dry out here as we go through the next several days. High temperatures, yeah, that stretch of 80s is back with us. We'll be back into the mid-80s by Thursday, and right now approaching 90 degrees as we look ahead to Friday. Another chance of storms by Saturday. We'll take you back Trackside right after this quick break.
Day first, Tony Kanaan wrapping things up here on Bump Day, and there was one big bump, as right now James Hinchcliffe is not in the show, although general consensus amongst us kind of is that he may end up in the 7 car by the time it's all said and done.
It cannot happen. I mean, you never know. We don't know what's involved on the 7 car sponsorship and everything, but knowing Sam, he might pull the plug.
The Aero Electronics
the hospitality in turn 1 is the biggest thing I've ever seen. So
take a look at the Fast 9. These 9 will go for pole tomorrow. It all begins live here at RTV6 at ABC at 4 o'clock with 5 o'clock pole day coverage as that countdown is on. Danica will be the first one out. Who do you think, when it's all said and done, who wins pole tomorrow?
Carpenter for sure, in my opinion. My money is on Carpenter.
Why
if he
not?
can pull 4 laps together.
Well, and he can. He's proven it before.
He went out at the hottest part of the day among all the guys that he raced. So, to me, he's on it.
We'll see what happens again. Coverage right here on RTV6 at ABC begins at 4. For Tony Kanaan, I'm Dave First. We'll see you tomorrow back here at 6.
Of course, this chair is so comfortable. I'll be back here all night long.
You know what? I just might take a nap right here. Wait, I got to
good night, everybody.
Say good night for now. I'll see you tomorrow.